Hey, what's up, everybody? I've gotten quite a few questions about the homeschool checklist that Jody posted in this Facebook thread. So I'm going to do a quick overview of that and explanation. And to get started on that, I am going to switch over to sharing my screen here so you can see the spreadsheet. Okay, so you should be seeing the spreadsheet now. And what this is it's a Google Sheets, so it's part of my Google Drive, and I will post a shareable link where you can actually get this and download it for yourself and edit it as needed. But it's super simple. All I did was for each of our kids that needs a checklist, our oldest one kind of has his own system for keeping track of things, but the younger three, I just created a tab down here at the bottom. So I've got a tab for Ezra, a tab for Gabe, and a tab for Naomi. I can click through any of those. Essentially, they look the same, but a few different subjects that each one of them has, and a few different differences in what days they work on different things. So the way this works, the way I set it up, is that any of the colored cells represent places where they fill it in. So all this white space here, those are cells that are not filled in when they get to actually printing this out by hand. So any place where there's just a green box, that's for them to check off. And then some places we actually have a place for them to fill in what lesson they worked on or what chart they worked on and so forth. Or sometimes it tells them what to work on. It's pre-filled in for what to work on that day. For example, IEW here is Institute for Excellence in Writing. So this shows we start our cycle on this on Wednesday. So he starts on Wednesday. He's got a place to check it off. And then it's already telling him that he needs to work on his keyword outline that day. On Thursday, then he checks that off when he's done his rough draft. And on Friday, he checks that off when he does his final draft. And then on Monday is the final step, and that's he checks that off when he's done all his corrections to his final draft. And then the reason Tuesday has so much white space on is that is our day where we go to CC, our Classical Conversations community. So there's not much other school that happens that day besides just being at CC. So he fills that in, fills in the week number. And we definitely have our kids fill all this in. So they fill in every day, Monday through Tuesday. They keep track of what number of school day it is and what the date is for the week. And then the red boxes here all the way at the end, the boxes that are bordered in red, those are where Jody and or I fill those in. So at the end of the week on Friday, we'll usually kind of glance over their shoulder at their list throughout the week to make sure they're keeping on track. But on Friday, then we can go through and actually check this off to show what we've checked. And if we have any comments or anything that they need to go back in, we can write a quick note in that box there. So the colors, those do represent different categories if you're wondering about that. Any of the red cells are kind of our core curriculum. Any of the orangish color here is all of our classical conversations work. So that's Institute for Excellence in Writing, that's Essentials, there's CC Review and CC Notebook. Any of the blue is breaks, and any of the purple is kind of extracurricular stuff. So music, Awana, art, robotics, and so forth. And then all the greens are part of their chores. So I always hide these columns, but I'm going to unhide them now so you can see what's going on a little bit behind the scenes. Click on this, and I'm going to unhide this because this is what you would want to do if you're going to work on this on your own. And I cannot figure out how to unhide that because it's in column. Oh, there it is. It's unhidden. You just had to scroll over. So what I did was when I initially set this up, I made a list of all the subjects they had in this subject column. And then in columns A and B, I came up with a group. So that's where I have the chore group, morning routine, CC, core curriculum, break, etc. So those are all their categories. So I grouped it, and I could actually filter it and sort it by any of these categories and then make those all the same color. And then just to get me started on what order they should do everything, I kind of assigned a priority, meaning what order would this be done in. And then I did a quick sort after I'd kind of decided what the priority was and filled all those in. And then once I had gotten this in the order I wanted it in and moved all the rows into the correct order, then I just go through and I hide those two cells so that they don't actually print when you go to actually make your printout of this. So I'm going to just go hide columns on those so you never even know they're there, and it's only there for when you're initially setting up the document. So then all we do is I printed out a whole bunch of these so they have one for every week, and we just print printed all those out, and Jody bound them up with a comb binder and basically made a book out of it, so that each week they fill this in and we kind of have a record of what they've done throughout the year. And that's all there is to it. So I will post the link for where you can download this Google Sheet and use that on your own. If you have questions, be sure to ask me. Thanks, everybody.